Hey everyone, welcome back. Now in this video, we're going to be talking about the top futures firms. These are the firms I use. These are the ones I recommend. And I'm going to be going over, the top plans I use. A lot of these firms have like different plans. I'm only going to recommend the plans I use. I think they are best for traders, whether you're new or beginner. So let's get into it. So number one here is MyFundedFutures, the expert plan. That you can have a max of 3 accounts with this firm. So you can have like 2 starters, 1 expert plan, whatever you want to do. And then Topstep is 2, and then Apex is 3, and then 4 is Tradeify. All right, let's get into MyFundedFutures first. Now, the MyFundedFutures expert plan here, the big advantage to this is you can pass this in 1 day. And there's no consistency rules in the eval or funded, obviously. So what a consistency rule is that like if a profit target is $10,000 and there's a 30% consistency rule, they don't want you to make, no more than $3,000 in a single trading day. With this, there's no rules for that. However, with a starter plan, there are caps on that, and there's also caps on payouts as well. Whereas this, you don't have that. So the end of day drawdown stops once you hit the drawdown amount plus $100. So if you have 100K account, the drawdown is, I think, close to like $4,500. So anytime you get above 100,450, $100,460, because it's the drawdown plus 100. Anything over that amount, you can withdraw every 14 days. So once you get that buffer built up, anything over that buffer, you can take out every 14 calendar days. Okay, just 1 trade a week, and you're good. There's no payout restrictions, and there's no activation fee. All right. The disadvantage here is these are a little bit more expensive, and they range from $165 to $365. So pay attention to promos, and like I say, I'm always letting them out in my free Discord, like whenever there's a promo going on. So the expert plan is something I recommend. I will say with the MyFundedFutures, the best, I think, in the door futures, like account you can use with like not a whole lot of rules is probably the starter plan with them. Get it for like $80, a 50K account, pretty cheap. All right, now moving on here to Topstep here. One big advantage with these are the accounts are cheap, but I'm gonna get into the second part of that here in a second. So there's no payout restrictions, but you can request 50% of the total profits after 5 days over $200 and 330 days over $200 for 100% profits. So basically every 5 days over $200 you can withdraw. All right. Now with that, if you have like 54,000, right, you wouldn't want to withdraw the full 4,000 because you would have no drawdown at all. So once you get above, I think 52 or whatever the drawdown is, it stops at 50,000 or whatever the starting balance was. Okay, 150K, it stops at 150K. So anything above that is not something you want to have. And then the third bullet point is daily loss limit stops you from losing the account. I like this, not a whole lot. I think they actually are thinking about removing this. I like it because it keeps you from losing every day. A lot of people blow their accounts within 1 day. If not 1 day, then 1 week. If not 1 week, then 1 month. So this restrictions are good. And then the end of day drawdown stops after you make the drawdown amount. So that goes back to what I was saying. That had to do with this total profits, right? So just because you get like 5 days over $200, and let's say you have a 50K account, right? 5 times 200 is 1,000. You can only take out, $500, and you only have $500 of wiggle room. So you want to build up a buffer. The disadvantage here is the activation fee for every 50, 100K account and 150K is $149 on all the accounts. So the accounts may come a little bit cheaper, but like the activation fees are kind of, I don't really like them. And then light leverage. So if you have like a 150K account, you can take 5 minis and then 5 micros. Is the max. So you can't do like 20 micros, right? You can do like 2 minis. I think that's a little weird. I think they should change it. I think it has something to do with like the CME data or something. I have no idea. And then a 50% consistency on the eval. This isn't too bad. I passed this in 2 days. It's not that hard. Moving on here to Apex Trader Funding. Big advantage to these is cheap accounts. Always run a 60, 70, 90% off sale. One of the most reliable firms because, I mean, I know someone who's got paid out $2 million, just one trader. I mean, like, you may say, like, you can say what you want about some of the rules, but man, anytime you pay out a trader $2 million, kind of fucking crazy. And I know people that have gotten like huge payouts. I mean, I've gotten a pretty big one with them as well, but it's nothing compared to like some of the stuff they paid out, especially consistently. And then 1 day to pass, you can do that. I'm always running the accounts, the expedited evals, and then in our Discord. So whenever you guys want to pass those, you can just come on our Discord and I help you pass them at CPI, FOMC, or NFP. And then the fifth bullet point here is you can have 20 funded accounts. So this is the big thing with it. If they only had 5 funded accounts, they would not be as attractive. I would say that. But in fact, you can have 20, 20 times 2, $40,000. You see what I mean? Some of the big disadvantages is a trailing intraday drawdown, and that stops in funded once the drawdown is met. So once you're in funded and the drawdown is $7,500, for example, once you get to $7,500 in profit, it stops at the starting amount. Okay. Now, this is the hardest for new traders because, you may be down $250 and then, you may be up $250 and you don't take any profit and it comes back and goes all the way to your stop loss. So you lose like $500 in drawdown, technically. You lose $250 and then you lose $250 in drawdown. So essentially you lose $500 at the balance. Kind of sucks. My way around that is to just size down and just, once you get over 2R, just slowly move it up, your stop. There is an activation fee. They are running sales a good bit though for the activation fee. So a lot of times they're doing like $85 sale. So you get an account for $40, $85 activation fee for a 300K account. You're all in the door for $120. Not bad. There are cap payouts though for the first 3 payout cycles. And then there is a consistency rule in the funded, so no more than 1 day can account for 30% of the total profits. It's not too bad. Just have a consistent sizing. That's the best way to overcome it. And then 10 trading days per payout request. I need to change this. It's actually 8. They just updated it. Let's move it on here. So this right here is Tradeify. This is a new firm, and I only recommend the straight to 7 funded accounts. I didn't put it here, but it's in like the very first slide of this video, so check that out. Straight to 7 fundeds. So advantage with this is there's no eval at all. So if you get a 150K account, you start with 150K funded, and then a lot of times, like for the 150K account, the drawdown $7,500. So and the profit target I think is $9,000. So that's basically a little over a 1-to-1 to get a payout. And then you can withdraw $3,000 for a 150K account. And the big advantage is end of day drawdown. It's not trailing intraday. So if you lose 1,000 a day, you lose 1,000 drawdown. Pretty standard. And some of the disadvantages are they run between $300 to $500 with the sales. It's just a higher cost, but by the time you pay that with activation fees and some of these other firms, you're pretty close to the same amount, and you save that money in time with not having to do an eval. The 20% consistency rule people don't like. I think it's pretty easy. It's not too bad. Just take what profit target you're trying to get to. So if it's 8,000 or 10,000, 20%. So just don't make no more than $2,000 in a single day, and you'll be fine. And I think you only need like 7 or 5 trading days over $200, so pretty freaking easy. And now this is a newer firm, just launched I think like 6 months ago. I stand behind them though. There's only like 3 to 4 firms I recommend. I've had people DM me asking, can you partner with us, stuff like that. I'm not gonna do it if I don't like it. So these are the ones I recommend. These are like the ones I consider like too big to fail. If they fail, then like if MyFundedFutures goes down or if Topstep goes down, I don't think any of us are traded futures anymore. At least not on props. But I could be wrong. So these are the ones I recommend. I'll do it for this video. I'll be back in the next one and talk about how to manage risk with these firms.